That's a motherfucking no-no. It's just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady. We gon' handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady.
You give a fuck about a hater, nigga. Wish you well. Got the chopper in my lap, it ain't.
That's a motherfucking no-no. It's just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady. We gon' handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady.
You give a fuck about a hater, nigga. Wish you well. Got the chopper in my lap, it ain't control.
That's a motherfucking no-no. It's just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady. We gon' handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady.
You give a fuck about a hater, nigga. Wish you well. Got the chopper in my lap, it ain't control.
That's a motherfucking no-no. It's just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady. We gon' handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady.
You give a fuck about a hater, nigga. Wish you well. Got the chopper in my lap, it ain't.
That's a motherfucking no-no. It's just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady. We gon' handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get the fuck up out your feet. Just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger. Yo, what up? Forget what you heard. Forget what you think you know. You just step into the dopest, most official spot on the internet. This ain't your grandmama's live stream. This ain't your cousin's podcast. This is Welcome to the Crib. I'm your host, the one and only Triple Beam. And if you're not here, you're missing out. So before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Hit the follow button. Ring the notification bell. Do what you got to do. Find me on Instagram at TripleBeam01. Of course, here on TikTok at TripleBeam01. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel at Welcome to the Crib. Now that we got the introduction out the way and that the whole family's in the building, who's all in the building? Let's turn it up. We're about to get it started. This is Welcome to the Crib. Make some noise. All right, man, we just got to talk. Finish summing up the NFL now. If you listen to my other stream, then we did the whole full recap of week 5. You know what I'm saying? So about to dive into the final game of week 5, which happened to be between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, we got to sit up here. We got to dissect this game. Now, I watched a lot of it. What is happening to the Chiefs? We understand that they had some players out. Rashee Rice is still set to return, I think, next week. But I don't think anybody expected Jacksonville to be 4-1 at this point. And then in the way that they won the game last night, man, it's crazy how they won that game. But or should we be worried about the Chiefs right now? It's in here at 2-3. Should we be worried about the Chiefs? We look at what Pat Mahomes was able to do: 41 attempts, 29 completions, 318 yards, a touchdown for the Chiefs. We talk about balance here. I always talk about balance. The running game for Kansas City, Pat Mahomes, their leading rusher, 60 yards and a touchdown. I don't think that that's a recipe for winning football. You got Kareem Hunt, very capable running back, not really able to get it going, so to speak. I mean, you could look at it and say he was averaging 7 yards a carry. He had 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, that's a decent game for Kareem Hunt. So I would imagine if you control the time of possession by, handing the ball off to Kareem Hunt, man, with that type of average per carry, 7 yards, he should have had at least double those attempts. He should have had at least 15 carries. And not to mention Isaiah Pacheco right here. He's had 7 carries, 36 yards, getting 5.1 yards a clip. You know what I'm saying? And I think the issue with that is, okay, you're leading at halftime. You're going at halftime, you're up 14-7. If you're Kansas City, if you come out and you feed the running game, it takes time. It takes possessions away from Jacksonville, and they're not able to get back into the game. Now, mind you, once they tied the game up, once Jacksonville took the lead there in the late in the third, I understand Pat Mahomes began to, you have to throw the football down the field. Time is of the essence. You're going into the fourth quarter, and you need to get points quickly. But I've seen a lot of this where teams will have a lead, and they'll sit there, and they'll still sit up there and come out and throw the football 100 times. So you have to have balance. You're taking touches away from your running backs. This is what you pay them for. You don't pay Pat Mahomes to rush 6 times for 60 yards. Of course, we understand that if, pressure comes, he had to move the pocket, he had to tuck it and run. We get that. But you really want to leave that up to your running backs. On the other side of the ball, you can look at Trevor Lawrence, 18-25, 221 yards and a touchdown. He had the interception as well. Got sacked 3 times. Now, the final play of the game should have been another sack. The man got tripped up. What there was at like the 2 or 3 yard line. Got tripped. This is the game is on the line. This is no more time left on the clock. This is the final play of the game. He slips down coming off under center. I think the guard stepped on his foot. The man goes to the ground, doesn't get touched, gets up, falls back down on the ground, doesn't get touched, gets up again and takes off and scramble for the touchdown, and the Kansas City defense is nowhere to be found. One of those plays that'll make you say, what's really going on? But when we look at Trevor Lawrence's numbers, of course, he had 10 carries, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the 1 touchdown was the game winner on the play I just described. And then you had Travis Etienne, 12 carries, 49 yards, and he was getting 4.1 yards a clip there for Travis Etienne. Just looking at it, I kind of think that Jacksonville, their rushing game was a little bit more balanced, in my opinion. You can see the 26 runs versus Kansas City 22 runs. But when Kansas City had the lead, you have to eat up clock. You have to run the football. another question a lot of people been asking. I need to let me go over here too, guys. I'm gonna pull this up so y'all can kind of look at these stats. I'm gonna pull these up, but I cannot look at my stream. I can't look at this stream for some reason, because if I look at that stream, then I won't be able to share my screen with the statistics here. I guess I can look at it like that. But a lot of people been asking this question too: Is the Jaguars, are they for real right now, sitting at 4-1? I mean, people been talking about Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson for a long time. What he's in his sixth, seventh season here in Jacksonville. (2021) first round, first pick. Pretty decent numbers except for the interceptions there. QBR is down. He had to protect the football a lot better. But sitting there at 4-1, a lot of people had to take this Jacksonville team seriously now. I mean, you have to at 4-1. I mean, they're leading their division. They're amongst the top teams in the league right now as far as record is concerned. Make sure you guys hit the like button when you jump in here on this stream. Hit the like button. You can share it. I need to figure out exactly what I need to do it for getting some graphics on here. So I talk about football at least 2 to 3 times a week. We recap every game on Sunday. Okay, we do that on Monday. Okay, and then on Tuesday, we'll recap the Monday night game. If something epic happens, I go live right away, which I should have went live right away yesterday, but I really didn't know, I didn't have the capability to do it at the time. But Trevor Lawrence, old sunshine, in the flesh, former first-round draft pick out of Clemson. Is this going to be the year where he get Jacksonville into the playoffs, see if they can make some noise, along with the rookie they just drafted out of Colorado, Travis Hunter, who made an amazing catch last night, by the way. And I'm going to look on here and I'm going to see if I can pull that up for you guys. I mean, that catch was absolutely, and I talked about when Dallas went to overtime, they had to tie game 40-40. And in that game, Dak Prescott threw a fade ball to George Pickens, and I thought that was the best catch of the year. And I thought that it would probably remain the best catch of the year. But I don't know, man. This catch from Travis Hunter, it has to rival that one. We didn't expect it. Travis Hunter went up high, corralled the football, got hit, came down, still held on to the football. I think that was one of the better catches we've seen definitely in week 5. I didn't see Travis Hunter much on the defensive side of the ball, but I did see the numbers. He had the snap count offensively and defensively for Travis Hunter. They were somewhere similar in as far as numbers wise. And a lot of people asking the question about Travis Hunter, is he going to be able to continue to play both sides? A lot of NFL guys, a lot of former NFL guys hating on the man, saying that he can't do it. Because in my opinion, they don't want somebody to be able to do something that they couldn't do themselves. So they trying to talk down on it, saying, oh, man, this is the NFL. Oh, it's too hard. Oh, you can't. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you can. You can do it. I don't know what TikTok's rules are about, cursing or whatever. But, hey, it is what it is, man. Most people on here are grown anyway, so. Who is this? What made you wear glasses, bro? I don't know, man. Hey, the eye doctor. The eye doctor. How about that? But yeah, are the Jacksonville Jaguars, are they going to be for real? So we got to look at the division over here. And this is thanks to ESPN and all their analytical tools that they use. They able to give us all this information. We do appreciate it. We'll go look at the standings in the AFC. where Jacksonville leads in their division. Tied with the Indianapolis Colts. And that's another team that's surprisingly playing well. But when you look at all the 4-1 teams, which we had two undefeated teams go down on Sunday, the first one, of course, was the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people say that game was taken away from them, that the referees had a hand in it. I didn't watch the game. I just saw a few clips. But the Eagles went down. They were 4-1. I mean, they were undefeated. Now they're 4-1. Buffalo, listen, man, and we're gonna do a rankings of the quarterback. We're gonna do a top 10 power ranking of the quarterbacks in the NFL through week 5. Some of your top quarterbacks, like the run of the mill guys, that's always in your top, 3 or 4 or 5. Those names, obviously, your Dak Prescott's, your Josh Allen's, obviously those guys are going to be there. Lamar, he was out this week, but I mean, he's still a top quarterback in this league, so he'll be there, of course. But the way Buffalo played on Sunday night, man, Josh Allen did not look good. He was horrible. Buffalo sits at 4-1. Pittsburgh Steelers had a bye week. So Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're sitting there at 3-1. The Colts, Jacksonville, the Eagles, of course, and the Detroit Lions. Green Bay, that's a very interesting team right there. They are on a bye week as well this week. But we'll talk about, which they played a hell of a game, of course, against Dallas in a 40-40 tie in overtime. But they really should be 3-1 right now. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield's playing really well. And the 49ers got a bit of a quarterback conundrum going on in San Francisco with Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. We'll talk about that too. But, man, listen, the NFL, these teams, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, the Colts, the Jaguars, the Eagles, Detroit, Tampa Bay, and San Francisco, all one-loss teams, all at the top of their division. Some of these teams are real, some of them are frauds. And only time will tell. Only time will tell. Now, is Jacksonville for real? That's the question. They're sitting at 4-1, so we have to ask this question right now. Are the Jacksonville Jaguars for real? Let's take a look at their schedule here. Up next, these guys have a matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold's playing well. Seattle, I think they're 3-2 right now. That's a game that I think Trevor Lawrence, I think he can go into Seattle and possibly get a win. Seattle, they lost a tough one this week against the Buccaneers. But then they got a tough matchup after that. I think this game is going to be played overseas. Just looking at the time, they're at 8:30 against the Rams. That's going to be a tough one for the Jaguars. Now, they just upset the Chiefs, of course. Now, if they get this win against Seattle and Sam Darnold, I think that's a tough game for a young team like Jacksonville. If they get that win, I'll say they're on the verge for real. But now, if they win the next two and beat the Rams, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, they're definitely for real. But I don't see that happening. I really don't. And you got to look at this division. Let's go back once again and look at this division where the AFC South. Tennessee Titans, they're done. They're sitting there at 1-4. So it ain't nothing to speak about when it comes to the Tennessee Titans. They finally got their first win on Sunday, but it was an ugly one, and they needed it desperately. But the reason why I say that these teams like the Colts and Jacksonville, now the Colts, Daniel Jones playing well. We talked about that earlier. Let me check my chat real quick, guys, before I get into this. Yes. The Colts, Daniel Jones, okay, we talked about this, coming over from the Giants. He's been playing well. A lot of people put a lot of the blame of the things that were going on in New York. They put it at the feet of Daniel Jones. They got him up out of there. Looks like to me that Daniel Jones was a scapegoat. It seems like Daniel Jones was a scapegoat in New York because he's playing well here in Indianapolis. And he's actually one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL right now, the way that he's been playing. Absolutely. Back to the question. I'm gonna add this question here in this chat. Are the Jacksonville Jaguars at 4-1? Are they for real? Are the 4-1 Jacksonville Jaguars for real or for fraud? That's the question that I'm asking right now. Mickey say no. I mean, I'm with you. I say no too, because you got to look at this division. They're battling the AFC South with the Colts, and the Colts are playing well. Jacksonville, of course, you know, they got ETN in the backfield, and we'll give him credit. He's a very, very good, capable running back. But he don't have what Indianapolis have there in Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is the standard when it comes to running backs in the NFL right now. He's the best running back in the NFL right now. He's leading in a few statistical categories. He's leading in carries. He's leading the league in rushing yards so far. And I think he is first in touchdowns in the league right now from the running back position. So Jacksonville have to attend with that as well. But here's the XXX factor. Is BTJ and Quentin Johnson for Nico and Ladd a good trade? BTJ. Who's BTJ, by the way? For Nico. Is BTJ and Quentin Johnson for Nico and Ladd a good trade? I don't know. I really don't know. The question, I say Jacksonville Jaguars, I think they're going to be frauds. because this division is going to be too tough for them to actually win it. Like I said, the coach, Daniel Jones, he's playing well. He's a top 10 quarterback right now in the league. And frankly, Jacksonville Jaguars, even though I think Trevor Lawrence had an awesome game and he was a player of the game last night, Trevor Lawrence is not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He's not playing like a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. But Daniel Jones, he's playing like a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Daniel Jones is playing like a top 10 quarterback. Not to mention the pressure that you have being a quarterback and the people that you have around you to help take some of that pressure away. And like I said, no disrespect to Travis Etienne, but Daniel Jones has the number one running back in the league, right there in the backfield with him. Not to mention a team in the Houston Texans also in that division, and I think quiet as it kept, even though Houston Texans went 0-3 to start the season, Houston probably, even as well as Daniel Jones and them is playing, Jacksonville 4-1, the Houston Texans is the best team in the AFC South. Yes, they are 0-3. Yes, they're 0-3. They won their last two games. They won two straight. Okay, 2-game winning streak right now. But when you look at the games that they lost, those first three games, they only lost those first three games by a combined total. And I'm guessing here, but each game that they lost was less than one score. The Houston Texans have the number one defense in the entire league. They do not give up points. They just beat the living daylights out of the Baltimore Ravens. Even though Baltimore, they were down their star quarterback. But the Texans beat the crap out of them boys. They only gave up 10 points, only allowed 10 points in the game. The Houston Texans are legit defensively. And they're coming. And once they get into this division play, and they have to play each other, I think they play each other twice this year. Obviously, they could get 2 wins against the Titans because they suck. And we'll see, who's at the top of this division when it's all said and done. We'll see. And I think it's going to be the Houston Texans. When you look at this defense for the Houston Texans, I'm telling you, they are absolutely lights out. We look at these complete losers. They are third in yards allowed per game. But for me, the key in defense, it's points. It's points. They are number one in points allowed. They've only given up 61 points through 5 games. 61 points through 5 games. They're only giving up 12.2 points per game. So the Houston Texans is the best team defensively in the NFL. So with that being said, that's why I said that even though Jacksonville beat up on, well, they didn't beat up on them. They got away by the skin of their teeth. They got away by the skin of their teeth last night against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And when you look at that last play, it really makes you want to question the veracity of what's really going on I sit up there, man, and I look at this. I'm like, how the hell did this even happen? How does it even happen? Somebody showed a clip. Somebody showed a clip where their best defender on the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best defensive linemen in the entire league, give zero effort on this play. Zero. See if I can pull it up. I just want to see this. Zero effort. I want to see if you can see it. Send Kyron away for Bucky. Who you mean, Kyron? Kyron who? Look at this play. Let me go back.
Now Lawrence up.
Go back again. Where's Chris Jones? Is it him right here in the middle? Look at Chris. Look at him. He's just standing there. He didn't even chase after him. Touchdown. I mean, this is crazy. You see it, right? Look at this. Down, falls again, gets up. Touchdown. Somebody talked about this guy right here. Hold on, let me pause it. Somebody talked about the edge guy here. They talked about this edge guy right here, and that when he was down, that he didn't do anything. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But his responsibility is to contain the edge right here. So if he's in the pocket there, I don't know if he's, you know what I'm saying? So you got to just kind of, so he's kind of containing. I think this guy right here should have been able to get to him and at least touch him down. But he was blocked pretty good. But I think this guy actually did his job of containing this side. This guy here got pancaked, which is absolutely insane. But Chris Jones never even, and it's almost like he was playing in a spy because he never rushed the quarterback. And even though he may have been spying, he never actually pursued him when he seen him trying to step up in the pocket. See, it's just, and again, it's tough because he was way out of position, and him being a defensive tackle, I don't think he would have been able to close that airspace. One, two, look at this. Oh, that was the play of the day. I mean, I have to give it to him, and then he dive in. Look at that. Get in there, dive in that bitch like Joe. So yeah, man, listen. So I don't know what to make of that. I think a lot of people, I think they're just, I think if they'd have saw Chris Jones give effort, they wouldn't have been able to say anything. But the fact that he just stood there, but he wasn't going to be able to stop that man from crossing the plane where he was. It just, the angles was just too far off, and he's not even that fast to be able to get there anyway. I think the key to that play was which everything happened, you know, with every little thing that happened, you know, it's just like everything aligned up at the perfect time for that play to happen the way it did. Because if the guy who has contained on that side, if he doesn't get pancaked, then Trevor Lawrence don't have that running lane to even get up in there and score after he got up off the ground for the second time. But that was a big win for them. They go to 4-1. They're undefeated at home. But like I said, I think they're frauds, man. The Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans, it's going to be one of those two teams that come out of that division on top, and I think it's going to be Houston. Just simply because their defense is legit, unless something changes in the next couple of weeks. With them not giving up they give it up less than 10 points for the entire season. Seem like it's going to be hard to beat a team that plays defense like that. And we understand defense wins championships. We know this. When you look at this, look at the loss to the Rams, 14-9. They lost 1 point to the Buccaneers, 20-19. Jaguars, they beat them 17-10. See, they already beat the Jaguars. I didn't even realize that. And they lost to the Jaguars 17-10. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. The Jaguars beat this team. I don't think they'll be able to do it again, but hey, okay. The Titans 26-0 and the Ravens 44-10. That's interesting. That makes it a lot interesting for sure. One of their 4 wins came against the team that I'm talking about. But I will say in my defense, when the Jaguars beat them, their offense was struggling. And people were questioning CJ Stroud. They went to Tennessee. CJ began to pick it up a little bit. They played Ravens defense. They put up a lot of points against the Ravens, 44 points. But we may have to take that with a grain of salt as well, because we know that the Ravens have a lot of injuries in their defense. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at it like that as well. Another test for them would be against the Seahawks. Sam Darnold's playing well. We'll get a chance to see if this Houston, Texas defense can continue to hold these teams to under 20 points, and see if CJ Stroud can put some drives together against Seattle. And you know Seattle is a tough place to play in itself. But yeah. Would you trade Darren Waller and Pearsall for Flowers? I have Kittle and Crowd. Darren Waller for Pearsall and Flowers. Would you trade Darren Waller and Pearsall for Flowers? I have no idea. I don't even know what y'all talking about. Y'all dudes must be talking about y'all dudes must be talking about fantasy. I don't do the fantasy shit for real. But anyway, guys, that's what we talking about. Monday night's game. And it went all the way down to the wire. All the way down to the wire. So we understand that, well, I'm just saying that Jacksonville may be frauds, because I know that division is going to be tough. But they did beat Houston in week 3. So you just never know. Another question that was asked today, guys, of course, is what's going on with the Chiefs? And will they be able to bounce back and get it going and possibly make the playoffs? Nobody expected the Chiefs to lose this game, I don't think. Not too many people. But the Chiefs are missing a legitimate piece to their puzzle, of course. Thornton has came along the last couple of weeks. This guy right here, Thornton, the receiver, he's been making some big plays. But the Chiefs are missing a piece of their puzzle on offense, and I think he will be back on week 7, I think. Let me see what these Chiefs schedule is looking like. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So they're gonna miss Rashee Rice for one more week. He'll be back against the Raiders on the 19th. So I think we'll get a better understanding about the Chiefs once Rashee Rice is back. I think if the Chiefs can somehow beat the Lions, on Sunday night, if they can somehow beat the Lions and get to 500 without Rashee Rice, once Rashee Rice is back, I think they'll be able to win some games, because you got to look, they got the Raiders, the Commanders, the Bills will be pretty tough, the Broncos will be pretty tough, the Colts will be pretty tough, the Cowboys will be they got a hell of a damn schedule, man. They got a hell of a schedule. So they're going to need all the help that they can get. Ooh. Oh, man. They're going to need all the help that they can get. So when you look at, let's see, Juju Smith been playing awesome. You got Kareem Hunt. You know, he ran the ball well. They should have gave him the ball a little bit more, and they probably would have won that game last night. Isaiah Pacheco, he's a hard runner that they got. Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice. This is the guy that I'm talking about that's supposed to be out. Let's see when he'll be back. He's back in the facility, but he can't play until week 7, I think. I don't think he play until week 7. But yeah, guys, hey, listen. That's all I wanted to come on here, man. I wanted to come on here and talk about the Chiefs and the Jaguars and what we think. I think the Chiefs will be fine, especially if they can go into Detroit and get a win. If they can go into Detroit and somehow get a win, okay, and get to 500 before Rashee Rice comes back, then I think the Chiefs is going to you know, find a way to win that division. Now, as far as Jacksonville is concerned, I said, hey, they may be frauds. But then once I realized that they already beat Houston in week 1, that makes it a lot more interesting for me and what I'm saying about Jacksonville being fraud. They may not be frauds after all. They may not be frauds after all. But that division probably gonna come down to the last game of the season against the Colts, and it'll be the Colts or the Texans, and I think I stand by that. And the reason why is because, like I said, Houston, they got a great defense, and I think Trevor Lawrence, I just don't think that he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't. He's not even the top 10 quarterback in my mind. And that's gonna be the next thing that I do when I come back on, guys. Make sure y'all look for the stream, hit the follow button, and that way you guys can get an alert when I go live again. And when I go live, I'm gonna do my top 10 NFL quarterback power ranking through week 5. So you'll see who I got in the top 10, and you'll see who I think is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL that's playing right now. So you guys do me a favor and hit the follow button for that. And yeah, so you can get a notification when I come back. But with that being said, this is Triple Beam, and I am out.
That's a motherfucking no-no. It's just another episode. Get your popcorn ready. We let the chopper explode. Hold the trigger finger steady. We gon' handle our business. Handle our business. Handle our business. Get